Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is more Bad Business gameplay. We're playing Waterways and I am using the Sacco with the red dot on it. So you might find this gameplay to be a little eye-opening because I don't use snipers. I don't like snipers. It's just not a playstyle that's for me. You will hear nothing but bad things about sniper rifles if you listen to my content because I don't respect them, I don't enjoy them, and I would delete them. But, of course, as much as that hyperbole is fun to say, in the reality of a video game, sniping is incredibly popular, people love it, everybody gravitates towards it, and it is very strong. And in Bad Business, the sniping is one of the strongest tools you can use. So, I'm at the point now with the game where I've pretty much leveled all the SMGs, I've leveled all the assault rifles, I've leveled nearly all of the rifles, and I'm moving into the territory of the sniper rifles. And I said to myself that I was going to use the red dots on them and no zooms because I feel like when you use the red dot and you can't zoom in, it does make it a little bit more respectable, which is an interesting perspective I know you'll think, because if you're a sniper, a lot of people don't think that putting red dots on snipers is a very sniper thing. They think it kind of gets rid of the quality of it. And I just don't really have an opinion, you know. Sniping to me is one of those things where these are large weapons with large barrels that fire large bullets that travel large distances. So why can I run around like a fucking ballerina, hitting people from 2 yards and getting the same result? It doesn't make any sense to me. And you know what really doesn't make sense? The gyrojet. So this game has a gun called the gyrojet, which I think is probably the most elegant solution to sniping in a modern first-person shooter. But unfortunately, if you were to make the snipers work like that weapon, they would actually take skill and no one would use them. Because nobody uses the gyrojet, everybody complains about it. And if you don't know what that gun does, essentially that weapon does more damage the longer the bullet travels, and I love that. It also has ballistics on it where you have to aim up at a distance, and you have to aim in front of your target and lead it if they're running, depending on the distance. So you have this incredibly skillful pistol that if you hit people in the head from long range, you kill them in one hit, which is how they should work, and yet no one uses it, except for Ethan, and I think Lecton. Like, those are the only people, right? Because that is a very skillful, difficult weapon to use, and I respect everybody that touches that. If the sniper rifles in this game worked like that, I'd have no problem with them. Because that's kinda how they should work. There's a reason why snipers lay down in hovels that they dig like a week before with a scanner, with a recon scout with them to help them range find, because snipers aren't something you run around with. They're not something that you quickscope with. Video games has just warped the perception of what this weapon is. And of course, this is a more arcadey shooter, so it's more forgivable. But what I'm doing right now is not how these guns should work. These guns shouldn't even fire unless you're prone. But alas, we have the conundrum of the sniper. And I'm probably the only person that thinks this because everybody loves these guns. And I think that they're very fun. It's one of those things where you put them on, and I spend more time using the Mac than the sniper because I can't hit anything. Because I don't snipe. But this gameplay was pretty funny because it allows me to showcase a weapon I would never use, and then the second time I use this weapon, I get somebody accusing me of aimbotting. And I just got some lucky headshots, you know, it was nothing too crazy. But this is Bad Business, where if you hit people, you're cheating. So everybody gets mad, and I just kind of got on with it. It was a fun game, a silly game, as I'm getting just bombarded here, but the Mac is so strong it doesn't matter. Very fun gun, this. Kind of perfect for its range when they come close. Ouch. Get wrecked. But the sniper rifles are an interesting choice in this game, and they're about to get even more interesting because they're bringing in the AWP, which is a sniper rifle that I think is most present in the new Cold War. It's been in a few other shooters, but it's apparently going to be a rifle that's intended to quickscope with, because of course everybody has this dream of the Modern Warfare 2 intervention. And, I mean, look at that. See, that's how a sniper should result. When you're that close with a sniper rifle, you should die. And there is a risk and a reward with this tool set, because you... hang on, look at that. Who did that? Gosh, you know when you play on high ping, and you just start taking huge damage and you've got no idea where it came from? And then it starts happening around the wall and stuff? God, that's the worst. But here we go with the Sacco, the best gun, right? But how do you balance sniper rifles? It's very difficult to do. It's super difficult to do, especially now with the new range changes, which I haven't spoken about, but I really want to because I think the range changes are really interesting, and they kind of came out of nowhere. I think the L85, look at the lag there, did you see that? That was like 2 seconds after I shot him before the icon popped up. Yeah, this is not a server I'm probably going to stay in. Hang on. Oof. Did I hit him then? Oh my god, the hip fire. That was lucky. That should never work, dude. Terrible. I feel guilty when I use stuff. That was an enemy, wasn't it? So here is an interesting part of the update as well, with the enemy logos. I saw a clip of Bad Business from a while ago where the enemies were glowing red and the friendlies were glowing blue. I would really love to see that come back because I appreciate you've changed the name tags to try and make it easier to distinguish between friend and foe, but if anything, it's made it worse. It's made me shoot my team more times than I ever have, and it's made my team shoot each other more times than I've ever seen them. So, whatever you thought you did, it didn't work, and it really, really needs tweaking, and I would love if I could have an option in the menu to make the enemies glow. Like, just give me that. You don't have to give me that from a distance. I don't want to be able to see them from 9 miles away through a wall or anything. Not that it would make a difference. This is a very arcadey game, but we're nearly losing as well, which is tragic. But I feel like you should never ever second guess yourself when you look at who is friend and who is foe. And you can put on those uniform outfits, and I think that that's an amazing option, but unfortunately I'm so used to the game like this that when I turned those outfits on, I didn't like it. I couldn't do it. It was really throwing me off. And I'm so autistic that it would take me too long to adjust to it, and I would be triggered the whole time, so I didn't want to do that. But I would absolutely love that glow feature that I saw, because it reminds me of Black Ops 4. And on Black Ops 4, the enemies have got red lights on them, so you never ever distinguish, you know, a friend as a foe. You can always tell who the threat is. And it would just be really, really cool. But look at these teams as well. This is quite a contested game right now. I'm just running around with a MAC-10 because I'm garbage with sniper rifles. But I did try the Dragunov the other day, and I give a lot of shit to Dragunov users. I don't fucking like it. Like, I just don't like sniper rifles, guys. It's just one of those things. I just have an aversion to them. I always have. Especially if you've played things like Battlefield and Call of Duty. In those games, when you're having a really good game running around tearing people up with a pretty difficult gun to use sometimes, especially at range. Like, if you're using a submachine gun in Battlefield 5, you can have a really bad time in that game because everything's range and there's no cover. So when you get sniped from some dude 9 miles away in the sticks, it's the most frustrating thing ever. And luckily in this game, the only place that seems to happen is Arena. And do you know the reason why I started using the snipers? It was to combat those players. Because Arena's my favourite map in the game. Arena is a map that, unless my team is just completely not with it, I will always have a good time. And when people decide to get pushed back out of the spawn and they sit on those balconies, I was using the SKS, and the SKS is really good at dealing with that. And then one day, I put the Dragunov on with no attachments, and I got like 70 kills. Because it's so bloody easy to use. And it actually zooms that one too. But that was some Sako gameplay. Sako, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not good with these guns, guys, and I don't intend to be, but I wanted to bring some diversity. So that was me running around with a sniper rifle looking like an idiot. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.